First of all, thank you so much for having us today. We really appreciate it. We appreciate what you do for our community as well. Just to touch on what our program is, it's the Officer Wellness Team. So a few of our members are here today. Officer Lawrence from the Community Service Division, Officer Scott Naismith, he's our Elder Affairs Officer, Lieutenant Brendan Gleason, he's the day shift commander, and Officer Sean Wilson, he's a patrol officer on duty today. But we're all members of the Wellness Team. So just to give you a brief history of that, 4 years ago, Chief Dolan came in and asked that we start to take care of our own, because a lot of, there was a lot of issues happening within law enforcement in general, nationwide, and he wanted no one to be forgotten, no one to be left unnoticed. So he assigned 2 officers for some training, Sean being one of the original, and another officer who we won't mention, Officer Gihar, if you know. Anyway, and they just went to some training, and they got some peer-to-peer counseling under their belt. So what they would do is, when there was a traumatic event or an officer with maybe suffering some sort of emotional issue, they'd reach out to him. It was an opportunity to break the stigma of keeping things bottled up and just talking out with someone you can relate to. If they couldn't help them out, they would reference them to a counselor of some sort that we've made contact with to get them further assistance, and really just check in with them and let them know that we care about them and what we can do to make it better for them. The team grew, and then unfortunately 2 years ago we had a tragic loss of one of our retired lieutenants who took his own life. So Joel Dolan asked that we step up the program and really put 100% effort into it. So we grew the team up to 11 members, including 2 of our pastors. Now we have Pastor Anthony Miles from Granite United and Pastor Cynthia Morris from St. Anthony's on Main Street. And the program has just grown and grown and grown. So it's to the point where all of us can make contact with officers and staff members throughout the agency on all different shifts, all different units, so no one is forgotten. There's relationships formed. The stigma about coming out and talking about your emotional issues is there. If we do have, like I said, a major incident, we debrief. We've included the Comfort Dog, which was Officer Lawrence's program. He took it from the ground up, something he wanted to do for us. He's gotten Rhea. I don't know if you've heard of Rhea. She's our newest member of the department. She'll be with us full-time shortly. She's in some training right now. She provides us comfort as well as victims or anyone in the community that we feel may need that service. So why we're here today is we've learned that we would like to start raising some money to help that program. And we created this golf tournament. This will be our first year taking the golf tournament over, and it's been great so far. We've received a ton of charitable things from the community, and we're growing it, and we're going to make some money to hopefully give back to our officers. We do like hot yoga programs, we do spin classes, we're going to take family trips. We just really are trying to form that community where nobody gets forgotten.
Why do we see an increase, do you think, in the need?
Well, I think personally, nationally, just the attack on law enforcement that we've seen over the past few years, social media has an impact on it. Our officers, our staff's a lot younger, and they're always on social media, and they're seeing videos and comments and complaints, and then to roll that into the job itself, of the stresses of just performing the job, including shift work, nights, weekends, holidays, long hours. These people are working, their patrol shift, but then we have details and outside patrol shifts to fill, and it's a lot of work on a younger person with a family and a home, and then just to take on everything else what's happening in our country. I just think it's impacting our people, and some of the violence in the calls we've been on, and it's just a culmination of a lot of different things. But I don't know if it's really changed that much. It's just we're exposing it now, and we're talking about it. In years past, it was not talked about. It was go back to work. No one ever asked you how were you, how you were doing, what can we do to help you. It was just get back out there and go to the next one, and you had to form that hard shell to be able to do the job. Go ahead.
Was one of the problems that y'all have is that when you see really awful things at work, you really can't go home and talk about it.
Oh, that's a large part of it, because
you're a burden.
Correct, and that's why when we do like a debrief after a major incident, you're surrounded by people who are involved in it, as well as people in the room who can understand what you're doing. And we'd like to also take this wellness program to the spouses, because they're the ones we're going home to, and we do unload on them sometimes our emotions, and it becomes a lot for them. So it's going to work 2 ways. We want to provide support to the families as well as the officers. And if they don't talk to their loved ones, they can find someone at the station. And it really has been working out great. It's like whenever we see someone who may be struggling, we talk as a group, and somebody who's in that same role or close to them will just brief conversation in the hallway just to let them know, hey, we're here, and then it spirals into a relationship, and it seems like it's been successful. So it's been working out great.
Thank you all
Yeah.
for what you guys do
For
for
what
our
you
community.
do.
Thank you. You guys are fantastic.
Thank you.